So that's why I didn't go out tonight.
Winners don't use drugs.
Jens, you're illin.
You live
So
on.
you're illin?
Yeah, I'm feeling real
Sorry,
ill among tonight.
Well, it's time. It's time to get ill.
Yeah.
Especially after what we just watched.
Jens has a license. Jens has a license to ill. What's
I
up,
thought
everybody?
they made the license off of Jens because they had to copy something, right?
Thank you guys for joining me. Happy New Year, Jens, Vigilante, Tommy, Adam.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Sheikalus.
Sheikius.
Darius.
Yeah.
I'll just say Darius.
Yeah. Happy New Year. Thank you for hosting another show and showing us another movie, if we can call it that.
Another super ass movie. I mean, like, would you? Yeah, we could get into a whole discussion if this is an actual movie or not.
It was the greatest film cinema has ever seen.
I'm telling you, especially in 2023, it is a film you must go see.
Compared to, you know what, I would rather watch this again than a movie that comes out in 2023.
Dude, you ain't lying.
I'm not going to lie.
You're telling me you don't want to see? Well, actually, I was about to say Terminator: Dark Fate, but now it's like 4 years old. That was always my joke, and the time keeps passing, so it was like it's an old ass movie now.
Yep. So you get more stuff, don't it?
What would you say is a better wrestling movie than this wrestling movie we just watched? I guess the wrestler is a better,
Yeah, I mean, because this was kind of like a Pumping Iron is what this reminded me of. But
I never saw Pumping Iron.
And you're in New York.
I guess I gotta see it just for like archival bullshit, just like this, right?
And the one with the face man that we watched, Roddy Piper. That one was better. That was about fiction.
Body Slam.
Well, you know what? If you're talking about the documentary style for wrestling, I would definitely say Beyond the Mat.
Yeah.
Beyond the Mat
was really good.
Was really good. Yeah, that was really good.
And I was actually say Pumping Iron's a good movie. Check it out.
The best wrestling film of all time.
Don't say No Holds Barred. No Holds Barred was a super fucking movie, bro.
No, but that's the second best. The first best is Paradise Lane.
Is that about the Geech?
No, it stars Arnie Schwarzenegger. I mean, Sylvester Stallone.
It has the Geech.
Paradise Lane. Is it Paradise Alley?
Oh, Paradise Alley. Yeah, Paradise Alley. Yeah, not Lane.
So what wrestler is in it?
Don't know, but they're doing wrestling at the end.
Oh, they are. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen fucking episodes of Magnum PI where there was wrestling, but there was.
episodes of fucking
Heels is really good for wrestling.
Yeah, I want to see that. That's the one with the fucking Green Arrow and CM Punk.
Dude, I was trying to think. Stephen Amell. You said Green Arrow made my brain work. See, brother, this is why I love you guys.
Heels.
It's a show. I want to say it's on Star. I never saw it, but I heard.
Oh, the TV show. Okay, yes. Now I'm remembering seeing.
Yeah, that was really good. For a TV series, because you were saying, because we've all seen TV shows where wrestling's been in it. I mean, Highlander, the first movie's got wrestling in it.
Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
You guys remember Vader on Boy Meets World?
Yep. Yeah, Star Wars is kind of the redheaded stepchild of the premium cable channels. Once in a while, they'll put out a good show.
Yep.
Sorry, what were you saying?
What did you say, Jens? The A-Team?
They had an episode where Hulk Hogan was on it, but Hulk Hogan was sort of like BA's Mr. T's friend, so he had like quite a few lines in it. But there was this part where these bad guys go to the gym to smash it up, but there's like wrestlers there, and I think like there's a British Bulldog, I think Rowdy Piper and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, but there's like a few wrestlers there that like did like a bit part.
Yeah, like they used to do all the time because they were crossover heavy in the 80s.
Well, that was smart. That was part of marketing back then. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying they didn't play heavy. They wanted to play themselves.
celebrity rub. That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roddy Piper was in just about every wrestling movie, huh?
Oh, dude, he was in Highlander, the TV series. He was in maybe he was in Murder, She Wrote. I don't know. He's been in a couple different TV series though. It's different. I remember him Highlander. I think he was in Highlander twice, as a matter of fact.
You know what TV show I'm surprised he never made an appearance in, Adam? Night Court.
Roddy
that would have been good. Man, he would have been great in Night Court.
Roddy Piper was on an episode of Always Sunny, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he was Always Sunny. He played the Maniac.
Yeah,
that must have been an early episode because he died early in the 2000s, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Mid 2000s, maybe. I don't know.
I think it might have been late 2000s.
Well, it was after Legends House, and Legends House hasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember how long ago the show was made, but I don't think it was that long ago.
Yeah, that makes it like maybe 2010-ish. Maybe I'm getting it wrong.
2015, July 31st, 2015 is when he passed.
2015.
I feel like it was long.
Oh wow, okay.
I was gonna say it's not been that. I mean,
I know some of these guys died so long ago. It seems like
it seems like it was forever, but it really wasn't.
Dusty Rhodes might have died around the same time.
Yeah, shit. Even what's his name, Macho Man? You think he died back? He died 2011, 2012. Yep, 2015. You're right. God, why do I think he died earlier than that? It just seems like it.
Out of respect.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah, that didn't make 2002 didn't make sense. I mean, he was in fucking WrestleMania.
I was going to say the WWE Network wasn't even a thing then.
Yeah, no shit, no.
No. Also, do you remember before it was WWE Network? They had WWE 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And every month they would have they would just change up their shit every month. It was cool. I thought that was cool. I used to watch that
like a pre-streaming service almost.
Yeah.
Like a pre-Netflix.
Oh, wasn't it? That kind of fell under the wing of the on-demand type stuff, though.
Yes, it was on demand. Yeah.
I remember a time when they had Benoit clips on there.
It was Chris Benoit month.
Hey, he was part of the Four Horsemen.
He was Father of the Year.
You know what's real sad about that story?
Flex from him.
I don't believe it.
Well, besides everything.
Exactly. There's too much missing that we're not being told just like in real life right now.
Well, yeah, I've heard conspiracy theories, and that's another can of worms. I'm gonna leave alone. But either way, he has another son that looks just like him and like idolizes him.
I saw that.
It's like really awkward.
That Dark Side of the Ring episode I didn't know he had that older son that looks exactly like him.
Just like, and he's trying to wrestle. It's so awkward.
I felt horrible for that guy.
Too, man. I do. I feel terrible for that kid because he loves his dad. His dad never did anything crazy to him. You know what I'm saying? And maybe didn't do to anyone else. So
we
do your research on that.
We just watched the wrestling movie.
Oh, speaking of train wrecks.
Yeah, this movie was a train wreck, but I just wanted to get into a couple other things. All right, so they're doing a movie called Iron Claw about the Von Erichs, and Zac Efron is playing Kevin Von Erich.
Kevin.
He's playing Kevin Von Erich. Yeah.
Okay.
And
he's older now too. I'm thinking Carrie because I'm like younger, but I'm like Zac Efron's like 40 now. He's been around forever.
I remember hearing a couple years ago that they were going to actually do a fucking Chris Benoit movie. That they were legit trying to get that done. I don't think you should.
No.
I think that a lot of people are going to be fucking pissed off about that shit.
They've done movies on Charles Manson.
It would depend on how you do it.
If you do it well, yeah.
If it's more documentary style with okay, hey, look, there's some shit we didn't know, now we do, because there's been what's her name? I think Vanilla Sky or something on YouTube.
I don't think they wanted to do it documentary style,
like a film.
I think they were going to do a movie, like a movie of that.
Well, as long as they don't call it Choke Out, you'll be all right.
No. Oh shit! You know what? Jens?
We already had that. It was called.
They'll probably call it Crippler.
Nope, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now what the name I heard. Crossface.
Crossface. That's still bad knowing what happened, though, right?
That's bad knowing his son's face.
But so is Crippler. You know what I mean? What do you call
Crippler.
it?
That's what I'm saying.
That's bad too. But that's the other logical answer.
The name I heard was Crossface.
Just call it Benoit. You know what I mean? People will know. But my thought is, it's fucked up. But what did Netflix just do last year? They had a fucking series on Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro.
Call it Crazy Canadian Roid Head. And just call it that. How about that?
Just call it Benoit. If you want to do a Dahmer style show,
because he was doing roids too. I mean, they all did steroids.
I know. Everyone was on that.
I know, but Bret Hart didn't kill his son. Anyway.
Yeah, well, because Bret Hart didn't. I think Bret Hart wrestled a much safer style than Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit, first off, with that fucking headbutt coming off the top.
Yeah. And
how many people
Dynamite Kid said, "Don't do this move."
Because Chris Benoit was Dynamite Kid Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he loved. He loved
and look at Dynamite Kid. Look what he was doing. He put a shotgun to his wife's face and shit.
Well,
he did a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah, well, this is why they get roid rage because they take loads of it, and because Benoit was only about 5'6" or whatever,
he had to show up. Because Chris Benoit was like 5'6", he had to show up more in the ring and show these bigger guys like, hey, I could fucking hang with you in the ring. Because he could for a dude his size, he could hang with the bigger dudes in the ring.
But I mean, a lot of it does have to amount. Yins is right. I mean,
he's still a piece of shit, and I feel upset with myself for praising him with that list.
Because he was a good in ring wrestler, but I mean, what he did was evil.
Kurt Angle is every bit as good as Spicy Take.
Yes,
Kurt Angle is every bit as good in the fucking ring as Chris Benoit. And you know why I will say that? Kurt Angle didn't murder his son.
He didn't. And a lot of people had those issues. I remember, speaking of Kurt Angle, he said Chris Benoit should have quit. That was his problem. He just kept going, and just should have just quit because he talks about the burnout. He never talked about hurting his son. But he's like, people have all sorts of mental issues. Again, the steroids, all the other drugs, the painkillers, all the concussions. He should have just stepped away. He took a break. You know what I mean? Who knows how many concussions this dude had? Who knows? Only God knows. His brain was probably. Didn't they say his brain was like an 80-year-old when
his dad preserved his brain, right? Didn't his dad preserve his brain?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not trying to put the blame on anyone else.
His dad found something out. I think it was his dad.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put the blame on anyone else but him because none of these other people, like you said, all these other people did steroids, faced the same thing he faced. Mick Foley never hurt his kids. Nobody else did it but him. But I think he should have just stepped away before he got that far.
Mind you, too, though. Okay, now we're going off the story we were told because there are very other, I'm
leaving that can of worms.
There's a lot of stuff.
I've heard
the Wikipedia,
the early, the conversations with Chavo. There's some weird shit there, man.
Yeah, this wasn't in my opinion. We better, just be careful. In my opinion, there's more.
No, you say whatever. No, say whatever. Say whatever.
Well, I'm just saying,
I'm sorry, Slasher, if your channel gets in trouble for some of the stuff.
No, dude, go ahead because I particularly could go on to the Chris Benoit. I could go on with the Chris Benoit thing for hours myself, but I don't want to do that right now because
Oh yeah, I know you just tied to it. Shit.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
But yeah, just saying, man, there's a lot of stuff at play that doesn't make sense. I mean, the body temperatures weren't right. The fact that it wasn't him that was still doing painkillers and shit, it was his wife. And woman was a woman. Oh my, oh woman, won't you marry me now? You weren't just gonna go up and smack her. And I get it, Chris was, Jack too, but together they were a cute couple, and it's sad, but we don't know what really happened. Again, we're only being fed what, and then when you do the research, there's a lot of questions that are still not answered to this day. Yes, it is sad, and it doesn't matter. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't matter who did the awful deed, right? It happened, and it's fucking very sad.
But yes, I agree with that. But I also got to take a step back for a second and ask you, are you one of those people in the camp that sees Kevin Sullivan as the crazy group of people who blame Kevin Sullivan for this whole thing?
I don't blame Kevin Sullivan.
but think that he's legit behind it.
Hey, who says that woman didn't do it? And I'm not saying that she did, but she was a little unhinged and unstable too, yo. Who's to say that she didn't? Chris wasn't looking. She whacked him upside the head and choked his ass out and hung him by his weights.
That's the weird thing. Him hanging by his weights is just to like. I mean, I guess he was a jack motherfucker, but it was supposed to like 400 plus pounds on a was it a pull down, a lap pull down? It's like I mean, I guess if you're strong enough and you do that for reps, it's possible because when you do a weight for reps, you can kind of control it.
But really, what was with the fucking Wikipedia entry?
That's the weirdest
thing. What was
the
story with what really like what? How soon between that Wikipedia entry and the actual reveal that he was dead?
Thank you.
That.
That's the creepy thing. That Wikipedia thing is no. And I'm I'm not a Kevin Sullivan guy, but I am a celebrity sacrifice guy.
Right.
I think some of these celebrity deaths have something else to them. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And you talk about, because I mean, you do enough research, powerful people, Vince McMahon being a powerful person, they do really believe in a lot of that sacrifice stuff. And I mean, is it possible there's a case for that? This was just a sacrifice. WWE makes way more money now.
You mean like Illuminati gathering bones?
But hey, there's truth to some of this shit, man. That they really do go to that fucking aisle out there in California.
Yeah,
they really do.
Bob's address from his driver's license.
Oh, Bohemian Grove, yeah,
Bohemian Grove. They do some of this shit, man. I don't want to go too far down that path, but that's where I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna act like I know, but it wouldn't shock me if there was something like that at play. That's my thought. I'm like, it wouldn't shock me if they, is just like, hey, because the idea is you sacrifice somebody for success. That's what people think of these family members. So you're like, okay, the WWE is gonna need a push in some years. We offer up Chris Benoit and his family type.
Chris Benoit was the sacrificial lamb for WWE's stock.
For the cremation of care ritual.
That's what people believe that about different celebrities and their families. I don't go to these eyes wide shut parties. I don't know if this shit's true.
Hey, after 2022, dude, in 2023, where we're at right now after 2020, can you not really fucking think that way now?
Right?
After what we've seen happen in our life.
All right. I guess don't question too much. Maybe just sit back and watch stuff unfold.
Yeah. Who knows,
there's just
man?
So much happening these days, and it's like things that you never thought would happen, and then you're like, okay, so we were telling spoilers.
But I don't think they would be able to make it if they made a movie about the whole Chris Benoit situation. I'm not talking about documentary footage. I'm saying say they got some dude to play Chris Benoit and all that shit
because they look identical.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I wouldn't want to watch.
So
dark.
That
would. I think that would be even worse. I think that would be even worse if they got his son to play him. Oh my god!
Emotional breakdown throughout the whole
thing. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, you're sexist. You're racist. He's got to do it because he's his son. He had to do it.
Yeah, it would be like when Ice Cube's son played him in fucking Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah,
except way more fucked up.
Adam, I think they might leave Benoit Jr. alone on that one. But as far as being in poor taste, I mean, it would be hella weird if he did that. But then again, I'd have to watch it if he did.
I think if they were to make any sort of fucking after the Von Erich movie, if they do any sort of wrestling movie, they should do a fucking movie about Bruiser Brody. I think they might get some shit if they do that shit. Yep. They'll get I'm sure like there will be like some wrestling companies in Puerto Rico that are like, how dare you make this movie? But they could get around it because they could film it and like say it's like in Puerto Rico, but it doesn't have to be filmed in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a better movie than a Chris Benoit movie.
It's literally one of those, I guess we'll see if anything ever comes of it. Because again, look at how many projects people bring up just as a, hey, let's see. And then 90% of it doesn't really get made, because they rumble through and they take the 10%. And then here's what we're really going to, it's kind of the rumor mill, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Hollywood options a lot of scripts and options a lot of ideas. Like, oh, yeah, we'll pay $100,000 for the rights for it, but we're not going to do it. Sometimes they'll just do it just to keep it out of other people's hands. Like, we don't want someone else to get it and make money off of it. So who knows? Who knows with that? I know this is actually a great review of the movie we just watched because it's letting you know how not interesting it actually was that we immediately start talking about everything else.
Going all over the place about shit. Yeah, that's this movie.
But it did have to do with wrestling. Again, we ended up bringing it back to wrestling. And I like the movie because it shows you.
It's like a time capsule.
Yeah, that it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a movie that was originally intended to be one thing and turned into something totally different, right? Because it was going to be a horror film.
Entertaining.
I love it. It was. We had fat girls. We had spikes.
Dude,
had drug deals. Andre the Giant. It was.
We had old guys.
Old guys, yeah.
We had a referee getting murdered twice. The same referee getting murdered.
Non-Syrians, Jewish people. It was a wild time.
Judas.
Women wrestlers, even though they saved it right at the end.
Yeah.
And that girl did not fight. No, she should have fought the Sheik. They built. Why are you building this up if she's not going to fight the Sheik? She fought some dude like we don't care about.
We don't build up anything.
We have to have part 2, man. It's called building up for the second part.
Yeah,
she should have fought the Sheik on the top of the Ren Center. That's what we wanted.
Right. Hurt people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they had a build up for a match on top of the Renaissance Center, and then the movie's over.
Yeah, that's probably the best part. It was a Detroit-based movie, so shout out to that. So I mean, it's not as good as 8 Mile or RoboCop or any other movie that was made in Detroit, including those hood movies that they make that I haven't seen. But it was a movie.
Or Crave. Remember Crave?
Crave.
Yeah. It was it was an indie movie.
RoboCop wasn't just made in Detroit, though. I mean, like
it was about Detroit.
It was about Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The remake actually made in Detroit.
In Dallas.
The remake was made in Detroit. You are correct. So that's why I was going to say. It's like, yep.
What's the Michael?
Whatever reason, all the crimes happened like downtown. Which
the Michael Keaton one was remade in Detroit.
Yeah. But apparently, only downtown has crime because if you look at this thing, all the crimes happen downtown, so you can see the buildings. If you notice that type of shit, me and my cousin was watching this back when I was still in Michigan. We were like, "What the fuck?" You know, like how come all the crime happens in downtown? Like, so you can see the buildings.
You can actually logically point out, "Hey, that's not possible. The crimes are like 8 blocks south, or whichever."
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, downtown can get crazy, but it's just like there's nowhere else. None on the east side, none on the west side, no downriver. Nothing's got happened anywhere else. The whole city. Okay, cool beans, man. This is realistic.
Well, they just didn't go down to Flint,
Well, up to Flint, but
Flint's up.
Pure lead. Well, don't give them logic. I mean, the whole point of, hey, let's go ahead and dive into the river that we know is polluted, and then go, oh, we didn't know this was going to happen. What? And then they bitch at the council, but they voted for it.
Yeah, the Michigan water situation is a nightmare. Glad to not have to deal with it.
Well, all politics in Michigan is super corrupt. But I mean, like our public water is pretty good because we get, we have freshwater lakes on all sides. But yeah, I mean, like Flint. I mean, it does have fluoride in it, but as far as like cleanliness,
it's a little fluoride. It never hurt nobody.
Yeah, but a lot of Michigan is rural, and they have wells.
Yeah, there's well water out there. Yeah.
All right, is the Michigan water what caused the Sheik to start stabbing people in the rain?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think so. I think that's why the water got tainted. It's all from the Sheik stabbing. Yeah.
All the Sheik's murder. Yeah.
Well, he had to wash off his clothes somewhere, so he got it.
He loves stabbing people, and the referee loves not checking him for his stabbing weapons.
Yeah, and he got stabbed as a result of his insolence. But didn't disqualify the Sheik ever. But did I don't know if it was the same referee. No one
disqualified the Sheik in this whole movie, and he's using the fucking spike on people immediately.
Yeah, the second someone else got the damn spike, he took it away from him. I'm like, why the fuck have you been doing this the whole fucking time, my guy?
Weapons are for heels only.
All right, but why is the referee so fucking stupid?
Yeah, I hate dumb referees. That's what wrestling is just stupid. Like, why are the referees always fucking retarded at all times?
I'm sorry, that referee that got stabbed twice, that he deserved it. He deserved to die, you dumbass.
But that's what makes it wrestling. That's what makes it funny. The referee not doing the job that he's supposed to do, but he's the one that does the 1, 2, 3. It's actually, if you think about it, right? Y'all are gonna like you might like this. Tommy's really gonna love it. Don't you know that it's Vince McMahon that runs the world because we are in a WWE skit right now dealing with the craziness in the world today? That makes more sense.
It feels like he's booking things, right?
He's booking life.
That's what it feels like.
It does, though. Thank you. See, so I'm not alone in that.
Sometimes I think it's a combination of Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff. That's what
maybe.
I think.
Well, that would explain Biden.
Could be some Russo helping him out, bro. What you need to do, bro? Have Biden be president, bro.
I'm gonna walk you to the podium, bro. I'm gonna give you your cards,
bro. You won't believe.
See, there's a lot of documentaries they could not documentaries, but what do you call them? Biopics, yeah, shit like that.
Fun.
They could do
I call them fun.
Shitload of those about all sorts of fucking wrestling craziness.
Oh, definitely.
But we also get Andre the Giant in this movie. Andre the Giant picks some dude up and puts him on top of his fucking Jeep. Andre the Giant gets out of his Jeep.
And talk to him, too. Mind you, they were sitting there having a nice conversation.
And he said,
what you mean you don't have my wine? I think it's because they ran out of crepes. Go ahead, Jens.
Yeah, because Andre in his sort of quite fit form and all.
He was at his peak.
Yeah, it was able to do a body splash.
Yeah, he did a splash. They showed him in the ring for fucking 20 seconds, and he did a splash.
Yeah, he looked like the Princess Bride era Andre the Giant.
Yeah, because this movie had shots from the 70s and the 80s. And hey, Papa Cotton.
What up, Papa?
Yeah, Papa.
Hail, Papa Cotton.
So, what was the plot of this movie?
Plots are for bitches. This movie wasn't made by bitches, so there was no plot.
Postmodern, guys.
What? I don't think there was. I mean, Stop the Sheik. Kind of.
That's the closest to a plot, right?
Kind of. Because then they started going to. They went into a 5-minute midget match. What the fuck?
It was a commentary on the media and our perception of reality.
I was like, is the Sheik gonna come out and start stabbing this midget? It's like why is this guy here?
I think that was just to fill up the footage, while they did the woman wrestle. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, they were kind of with the check boxes, right? We had a woman and we had a midget, right?
Yeah. They were showing.
Oh yeah, yep. And the woman arm wrestled a man.
God, all we needed was the Sheik to start stabbing a guy in a wheelchair. That would have fucking. Oh man!
Under Jens rules, when a man loses an arm wrestling match to a woman, he's no longer a man.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed.
To be fair to him, it was staged.
Don't break kayfabe, Jens.
Yeah, no, well, I think it's gone by now. I think referees not taking people's spikes away from them when they're clearly impeding someone's head with it. Makes it
over and over again.
Yeah.
So wait, are you saying wrestling is staged or that movies are staged?
Santa Claus isn't real, my guy.
No.
Yeah. This, that's another thing. Everyone clearly had to know wrestling was fake at this time. There's no way someone saw this and said, "Yeah, wrestling's a legit."
It was still real to me, damn it.
Who was it still real to?
Well, also because it was
kids.
All right, 1985. This shit came out, but it was obviously like we were discussing after or during during the movie where I was pointing out that there was obvious jumps from 70s cuts to 80s cuts. All that footage of the people in the crowd when they kept talking to two people in the crowd, that was obviously added on. That Stop the Sheik guy was added on.
Mm-hmm.
All that wrestling footage seemed to be 1970 fuck all though. That shit was 70s as fucking hell.
Oh, so it's postmodern non-linear editing.
There you go. That's a way of talking it up.
It's happening at 2 times at once.
Also, Dusty Rhodes didn't come back after that first match. I thought Dusty Rhodes was gonna
just disappeared.
He's on the fucking cover of the fucking movie.
You know, a lot of things were dropped in this movie and never spoken of again. Whole plot lines were dropped.
Fucking fever dream. Like, what was he happening? Yeah. It's complete mess.
It was like a dream. Yeah, it just kind of went on from one thing to the next. Even when it seemed like they were building up to something, like the main through line of the plot with the Sheik, stop the Sheik.
Yeah, you would get this. It was a side quest. All of a sudden, side quest comes.
I'm sorry, the princess is in another castle. They break away to interview other people and talk about other things, and then they come back to it, but it never even really pays off. Nothing pays off.
No, that guy sitting on the floor while his wife's sitting in the chair. It was like that guy didn't take on the Sheik. I thought we were supposed to stop the Sheik.
Yeah, it was a phantom MacGuffin. You know, the MacGuffin is supposed to be a thing that drives the plot, but it doesn't matter what it is. But it didn't even really do that. You know, it was like the MacGuffin. It was a phantom MacGuffin. This
guy with his wife and his fucking kid. He's like, oh, and my dark sun and my kind of not sunglasses, but kind of sunglasses. I'm sitting on the floor.
You know, that kid. That kid really did watch wrestling, obviously. Because the kid was reenacting wrestling. You know, he knew the imagery.
His fat dad was a wrestler, so.
Right. So the kid was the realest thing in the movie.
Oh, I don't know. I think Dusty Rhodes getting in that guy's face, that was very real. I felt like Dusty Rhodes was yelling at me.
It was a shoot.
When they went to that one camera angle.
That was a shoot, man. It wasn't planned. He just got mad and they happened to catch it. They had camera
Shoot,
rolling.
baby.
Yeah, they just happened to catch those really weird close-up angles they had. just happenstance.
Yeah, first though, he's yelling at the guy, or like you see him push the guy down on those steps, and then all of a sudden, you are the guy on those steps getting yelled at.
Yeah, I still don't know what the plot is. Like, what? Again, I think it was to stop the Sheik, and then kept bringing.
There's no plot, dude.
Here's what the plot is supposed to be: they keep bringing in people to stop the Sheik. First, you know, there's the people who hate the Sheik, and then there's different wrestlers who talk shit about the Sheik, and they bring him in, and he just stabs them and wins. And that's the plot. No one can actually stop him to the point where they get to the point where like, okay, we're gonna have a match on the top of the building, but then it just cuts off.
Yeah, I think you're right about creating conflict, right? The conflict should be, you know, pro Sheik versus anti Sheik, but like we don't even care. I didn't care if they stopped him or not.
Yeah. Also, there's this build up to stop the Sheik, right? And like you said, Vigilante, everyone comes through to try and stop the Sheik.
I'll be the one who stops the Sheik.
Did Andre fight the Sheik?
No.
Am I hallucinating, or did I not see Andre fight the fucking Sheik?
You did not. He did not fight him.
Why was he in the movie?
He did a Royal Rumble.
So he could have that battle royal against the 56-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Which is unrelated to stopping the Sheik.
Exactly.
Adds character.
It was to have Andre the Giant in the movie, basically.
Yeah.
They're like, we have footage of Andre the Giant. We gotta fucking use this.
Yeah.
It's like Chekhov's gun, you know, it's Chekhov's wrestler. You think that, yeah, all right, bringing Andre the Giant in, you know, of course he's going to stop the Sheik, or he has to try, but yeah, they
doesn't even try.
No.
Doesn't even try.
It's subversion of expectations, guys. Everything you think they're setting up for doesn't happen. It's an early Ryan Johnson film.
Also, like for them to end that, we're gonna have this match on top of the Renaissance Center and then credits.
Yeah, like they ran out of money.
Yeah,
well, even then, shouldn't like the ending have been like the guy finally jumping, like the one Stop the Sheik guy just jumping into the ring, getting stabbed, and then like losing and dying or some shit? Like that should have been the ending, and then it just could have went off. Or he finally tries to stop the Sheik himself, and then he gets his ass kicked. Or
opening the door, pulling the Sheik out of the car and stabbing him in the street. You know, that would have been
or some New Jack City shit.
Yeah, the street justice.
Or whatever. What was the other one? Marlon Wayne shoots Tupac where the unassuming guy kills the villain at the end. You didn't even see it coming.
Above the rim?
Above the rim, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a trip at the end. Like, shit, Marlon shot Tupac. You would never guess that's going to happen till it does. But then you're like, yeah, he was bullying him the whole fucking movie, though. So.
Right. Yeah, because he didn't see it coming. Because he didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, he didn't take him seriously. I kind of didn't either the first time I saw it. Because I didn't take him seriously. I was like, oh, Marlon was...
That's why it works. It's so, for the Sheik, you know, to be breaking the rules, obviously, and the referees don't even stop him, like Sasha said. And then for someone to, outside the ring, at the very end, pull him out of the car where, you know, he's getting ready to have another match where he's presumably going to stab them too. He gets pulled out of the car and stabbed, and then credits roll. That would have been a more satisfying ending. Take like a few minutes.
Yeah, same amount of budget. But I mean, we are not on cocaine, so.
Well, you're not.
Speak for yourself, man.
All right, I'll admit I'm not. I am not.
I mean, clearly the people who made this movie were. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Zero.
We need to put things in the movie.
Movie, a very loose term describing this.
Collection of footage.
I'm still on the fence considering this a movie.
Right? It's this collection of footage that was organized, not even organized.
Mishmashed.
A collection of footage that was shown to us and called a movie.
It's visual collage.
There you go.
But hey, we got Andre the Giant.
Dude, it kind of was a collage. You're right. That's, you know, it was like a scrapbook. They just put a bunch of photos in the book. In this case, it was like scenes that they just stuck together. You know, like they were on a lot of cocaine. They don't like to take things out, right? On cocaine, you don't want to cut anything. You just want to put everything in, and when you have enough put in to make a full length movie, then send it in.
Like they put in enough footage before they got like, all right, we're at an hour and a half. All right, we're done. We found an hour and a half worth of footage. We're over. It's over. It. This movie.
And rap. Time for the rap party.
Time for that. Yeah, time for that sweet nose candy.
But hey, we got to learn about that guy and his wife and his kid. Hey, thanks.
That's not his kid, man.
That's not his kid.
Oh shit, we scared off Tommy again. That's his wife's boyfriend's kid.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got, man. I don't know if he knows that, but that's not his kid. It's not his...
I've been in Japan for 5 years. I come home and I have a 5-year-old son.
The kid with the kimono.
Yeah. It would be so great if the kid was Asian.
Yeah, right. He's like, okay, it's clearly Ricky Steamboat's kid. Ricky Steamboat nutted in your woman. You did.
I figured it was Juan the pool guy.
Right? Somebody. It's not his though.
That guy. I still don't remember that guy's name. I don't even want to look it up. That guy looked as fucking uninteresting as all hell. They kept showing matches of this guy too. They started off the movie with a match from that guy. It's like, this guy looks like a potato in a fucking thong.
Yeah, everyone like at the end of the 70s looked unfuckable, but this guy looked unfuckable squared.
Hey, it's a body positive movie. I'll give you that. So you talk about these check boxes. Maybe the SJWs made this shit in the 80s.
That is true.
Look at how good Dusty looked.
That was the best he ever looked.
We had a very svelte Dusty Rhodes.
It was Dusty Rhodes.
That was the best shape. We had a slim and trim Dusty Rhodes.
Bro, his shoulder, no cap, his shoulders look huge.
Mm-hmm.
So his shoulders look fucking massive. I'm like, I've never seen Dusty Rhodes look that big, like that in shape, that cut.
His belly wasn't the size where he can't see his dick. You know what I'm saying?
No, he just looked like a dude that lift weights like steak and eggs. He didn't really look like fat.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some on him, but he looked like solid. You're like, oh shit, I can see
Although
how.
Steak eggs, lots of bench presses, lots of shoulder work.
Even when
He's kind of like me. I don't work on my midsection per se.
Yeah, no ab
my
rolls,
knees
none of
and
that
back
shit.
are bad, so
Even
I can't
though-
do a full squat. But
Dusty Rhodes was still one of those fat dudes in the ring that you could see he could still move around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, the
I
fittest
love the
guy,
big dude,
the biggest guy was what's his name? The older guy. He was huge.
Dick the Bruiser?
Yeah, dude, he was enormous.
Oh, I'm going to crush him, guy. That guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna break his neck.
I'm gonna break his neck and his arm and his foot.
He was all neck.
Well, dude, guys like him and Harley Race, and I mean, your bigger, older, thick guys though. They were
Harley
they were
Race was the
muscular,
man.
but they were solid.
Yeah.
Harley
He
Race
was solid. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Dick the
he
Bruiser
bricks
like
for
he had
breakfast.
broke his neck twice and them bitches just fused back. I don't know what was going on up there.
It just grew back on its own.
Harley
He just
Race
muscled him into place.
Harley Race is also one of the guys to slam Andre before Hogan did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Harley Race, dude, the King, like before he went into WWF and whatnot, when he was still doing territory and shit.
Yeah, when he was
dude was
just
the bomb.
yeah, Harley, just straight up Harley or handsome Harley Race.
Handsome Harley Race, yep.
Yeah, he invented. We were talking about the damn headbutt. That was his move. He invented that shit, flying headbutt. He invented a lot of moves. He was one of those
Did he
innovators.
invent the high knee, the Triple H high knee?
I think so. He was like the I'm trying to think. I mean, what wrestler came up with a bunch of different moves?
Apparently, Dean Malenko. Apparently,
Man of a thousand hoes.
apparently, Dean Malenko came up with the jackhammer.
Really?
Apparently, Dean Malenko was the first person to have done the jackhammer.
I can believe
That's
that.
a sweet move. It makes sense though when you say it. I'm like, well, he had to learn it from somebody, right? Oh, damn.
Well, look at his size. Look at Malenko's size, right? He wasn't the biggest dude,
but he could do shit.
Enough.
He could work. That motherfucker.
Yeah, he was working.
That's what Chris Benoit could have been and should have been, was a Malenko style of guy. But instead, he was doing headbutts and shit because he was smaller.
But I mean, he went further than Malenko doing that shit. That's the dark side of the ring. You know what I mean? You know,
well, not really further than Malenko because one guy's dead, the other guy's not.
Well, I'm talking about as far as within the. I mean, obviously not long term, but within wrestling, you know, Dean Malenko was never booked as a world champion. Chris Benoit was a multiple-time world champion. You know what I mean? In WCW, and then left, and then eventually was in WWE. You know, as a world champion.
We got to figure Dean had cruiserweight, he had US TV titles.
Yeah,
but they all still work with the same guys though, whether they ever put them in cruiserweight matches.
True.
Dean Malenko still had matches against Sting and Macho Man and all that. Like, same with Benoit, they all still have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nitro used to do these crazy things where they would just put random.
That was awesome. Disco Inferno. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't disco, but yeah, I did. Well, I mean, but that was the point, though. You weren't supposed to.
God, I hate Disco Inferno.
I gotta give Disco
not because you hate him, because he was the perfect person to just throw in there and feed somebody. You know what I mean? Glenn did the gimmick great.
I keep talking about this all the time. Das Wonder Kid all day.
I used to fucking love his little dance he was doing. I like the dance, Eddie. You know, I did kind of like them because, like you said, they were just back then. When you were Jobber Hill, you were really a Jobber Hill. You were supposed to. Everyone was supposed to hate you, and we were supposed to like it when you got your ass kicked. And that's what happened if you saw, Disco Inferno back in the day, or the Dancing Fools. You would just, they do their little dance. I can't wait to.
The Sheik in the movie, you can't just go around stabbing people these days. So they had
these days. Back in the day.
Once wrestling evolved from the Iron Sheik and with the Iron Spike and stabbing people and all the bloody, gory shit they did when they tried to clean it up, shall we say?
And they even brought in the Hepatitis Man. They brought in Abdullah the Hepatitis.
Yeah, he wasn't there for just like a little
I thought they were. I thought they were gonna have him like I said. This is the second time I've sat through this while we were watching. I said I saw this like 5 years ago, maybe the whole thing of this. And
I could watch
it
this
again
at
today.
least once a month, dude. I don't care.
Yeah?
It was fun.
Yeah, you should try to see if you could find a DVD of it. You probably could.
Or beta.
Yep, or beta. I was gonna say definitely VHS, but maybe somebody's converted it from VHS to, or they, I don't know. Maybe they could digitally. I don't know. Shit, who knows?
That's
but
Fanzine. He's got everything.
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah, it had adverts on, didn't it? Someone had recorded it from like.
Yeah, there was
handheld.
Those weird commercials. Yeah, there were.
Yeah, you're right. This was recorded from TV.
Yep.
Mm.
So it's all been actually, spliced together, and so it could possibly be on a DVD.
It's postmodern.
Yep.
Did you change your name to Das Wonder Kids?
No, it's always been Das Wonder Kids.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What
are you talking about,
I got to show Darius a dance.
Now, see, you're getting the wieners all excited. They're barking again.
Anyway, this fucking movie. So we got to stop the Sheik, and then we got to deal with a midget, and we got to deal with a fat lady trying to become a wrestler.
Who was the
then
main
what
character?
Else?
Well,
what happened?
Who was the main character? I mean, was the Sheik the main character?
I always thought it was all about Andre and the big Royal Rumble, to be honest. And then
we didn't get to know any.
Yeah, but Andre wasn't there for very long, so I guess you would say the Sheik is the main character. He had the most screen time, right?
We didn't get to know him.
Yeah, but what about the Grand Wizard at the end? He seemed to be like getting most of the lines
too.
Yeah, but he only showed up at the end though. Like he wasn't there. Like he wasn't.
Yeah, I was only joking. Now there was no one really who was the main character apart from the Iron Sheik. You could call him the main character, but it was more of a villain.
Were the main character.
I thought we were the main characters.
The main characters were the friends we made along the way.
Or maybe fucking who could be the main character? Who I'm trying to think of.
The referee.
The Stop the Sheik guy with the weird throw?
Yes. You could say maybe he's the main character.
Ooh,
even though you don't see much of him, like could he be a main character?
It's all sprinkled and spiced in nicely, though. It's all mixed well, and so I would say, we are the main character because we're the one that are watching this and actually fucking enjoying it, even though there were parts
interesting.
We're in the audience.
Postmodern.
Yeah. You know who we got to know the best was the big lady who arm wrestles the guy, and then
you mean
and the
Heather Feather?
Heather Feather. We got to know more about her and her life and her backstory than any other person in the movie.
We really did.
Tommy, we needed Vinny's clip right here, a flare. Even that fat one over there.
Yeah. But she tells us about how she struggled growing up, because of her weight, etc.
We got to know about the fucking the not just the guy and his kid. There was another one they did. Holy shit! What was the other one they did? Where we found out the referee who we didn't see got assaulted.
Oh yeah,
and he kept talking about how the Sheik assaulted him.
Yeah, the one who looked like weird out of it.
Without the mustache, basically.
Oh yeah.
No, but he had the mustache.
No, he didn't. Not that.
Wait,
no, not that guy.
DJ.
Not that guy, Jens. Not that guy. That's a different guy. That's the radio guy. There was the wrestling radio guy. Oates? Are you talking about Oates?
Yeah, he looked like Oates.
No, I was talking about the one where he had glasses on and like a tight. As I say, he looked a bit like Weird Al out of it, but he had a blonde tash, so he didn't show up all that well.
I don't remember. I thought he didn't have a mustache. I thought he was.
Well, yeah, it was so thin and all, like you couldn't really see it. One of them wispy tashes.
Oh yeah. I remember who you're talking about. Seeing him near the end after the other guy, the blonde guy with the glasses, who was I don't even know what he was doing.
He's one of the first people that they start talking to when it goes into documentary mode. When it goes into shit like where it's scenes from The Office. Yeah.
Well, we all know
ahead of its time.
He says he's a ref, and then he talks about how the Sheik has assaulted him before, but he's not one. He's not the one who gets stabbed twice in 2 different matches.
Yeah, but tell you who wasn't the star of the film, though? Terry Funk. He gets fucked up and carried off on a stretcher.
Yeah,
but Terry Funk actually gets 2 matches though, because he gets the singles match and the tag team match.
He gets fridged.
Young Terry, very very young Terry Funk.
Yeah, clean shaven.
The Funker.
Another great movie with a wrestler, Roadhouse. It's Terry Funk. It's Terry Funk.
Yeah, it's not a wrestling movie. It's just got wrestlers in.
Saying a movie with a wrestler in it is what I said. not a wrestling movie.
Yeah. And
what's a great
Sam
movie
Elliott.
with a wrestler? Blade 3. Wait, no, that's not true.
I saw that in the theater.
We all also having to sit through that god awful thing.
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds is the
that
funny man.
That was the worst of the Blade movies. Just so happened.
Triple H as a vampire.
Little doggy.
Does Ryan Reynolds call that one chick a cum guzzling thunder cunt?
Something like that, yeah. Ryan Reynolds basically plays Deadpool 10 years before he plays Deadpool, but it's not his own training. Because he's always been playing Deadpool this whole fucking time. That's all he's known. And the fact that he actually got to play the character finally works. That's all he knows how to do anyway. Yeah, it was not the highlight of wrestling films. Or films with a wrestler involved.
Yeah, didn't Triple H get killed by like silver dust in that movie?
Yeah, well, yeah, something like that. Like silver COVID or something.
I saw Blade 3. I saw Blade 3 once decades ago. So I can't even.
Right.
I can't even
really don't remember. I think Triple H and Shawn Michaels' best role was on Nash Bridges or something. Like they were in the USA TV show stuff after Raw and stuff. That's about it. Nash.
Just like I remember Bret Hart on Lonesome Dove and shit.
Yeah,
like
he was on Lonesome
Dove, right? WWF started the WWE trend, and then Vince. I guarantee you, the reason he changed it to WWE is the World Wildlife Foundation paid him a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, that was it. No, that was literally it. They went to the court over it.
Yep.
And he just didn't want to fight it. He could have, because he has like a loophole where he could have fought it, but he just said fuck it. And they kind of wanted to shift gears out of the Attitude Era anyway. And so that was like, you know what?
Yeah, man.
Fuck it. We're not going to fight this. We're just going to shift gears and just go with it.
No, I still like wrestling better when it was WWF more so than WWE.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
You know what? Looking back, those first few years were cool.
Imagine these days of Raw compared to at least like 98 or 99. Yeah, of course there was stupidity going on in the Attitude days. Of course there was, but it was still more entertaining than what the fuck they have going on these days.
Golly. And like I was just gonna say, even the first few years of WWE compared to what we have now, I mean, I take that Ruthless Aggression era with Eddie Guerrero and Edge.
I would too.
Brock Lesnar for a little bit.
The first part wasn't bad. The problem was there was nobody going against him. He didn't have WCW. And then when they tried to do the angle with the invasion, they fucked up because they really needed Goldberg and everybody to come in. But no, they were sitting on those guaranteed contracts.
Well, Vince could have bought him out. He didn't want to.
Yeah. Well, would you? If you were going to get paid, whatever they were making.
Well, no, I'm talking about Vince. He could have gave them.
I would.
Vince could have gave them their whole contracts in full. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's say you owe He had the money to do it.
Well, all right.
But he didn't want to.
There were some of them that chose to fucking like didn't. All right, was it Hall and Nash Goldberg? I think.
Well, look at Sting. Sting never went. He went to TNA.
He never went until later, way later. But I mean, like I said, they that was his way out of it. He didn't want to buy anybody out. So the only ones who came really were DDP and Booker T, as far as big guys.
That.
Yeah,
and they fucked them both up.
Booker, at least they didn't punk him out too bad because I really did enjoy Booker's run.
They did though. They did.
They certainly tried, but he still made a lot of.
That's called getting. That's called getting ribbed. But think about it, dude. Slasher, that's called getting ribbed, dude, because you're coming from the other company.
But that was a waste.
So much shit at them to see if they're going to take it, and he took it, and he did great. I loved him as King. I know a lot of people.
I like the King Booker too. I actually do like King Booker. I like both eras. I like I like all the Booker T. I like the WCW era. I like the tail end when it was failing and he was actually making those 5-time. I like when he first came in with Spinneroonie and the 5-time. I like the King Booker. All of it.
Vigilante, did you like when he was GI Bro? Part of the Misfits in Action. Did you like that?
That was kind of a mess. I don't think anyone liked that, right? I said Booker T, not GI Bro. That's a different.
Yeah, he said Booker. Yeah, we're on Booker T, not about crazy gimmicks.
I did say some of the tail end. Some of the tail end. Man, you know what? Like we just said, as bad as some of that WCW shit is,
like
watch
everyone has horrible gimmick
at some point.
Exposures.
I got maybe this is a hot take, maybe this is a cold take. If we were on Twitter and the modern fans heard this take, they would scream and cry. I will take some of that bad WCW over some of this modern shit. I'll take the GI Bro era over Sonny Kiss.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I know Sonny Kiss ain't even active, but you know some of these guys and gals they got now, man. Yeah, man, some of this shit's trash, man.
I watched 1973 WWF before I watched 2023 anything.
It's bizarre, man, right? This shit is bizarre.
Yeah, a random episode of Shotgun Saturday Night.
Right? Shit, WWE Superstars, anything.
Saturday Night main event.
WWF Superstars.
Saturday Night's main event. Thank you.
Saturday Night main event. Now that was the shit. But man, this modern shit, it's a lot of they fuck up and just keep the match going. That shit, all right, people fuck up all the time, but these guys and motherfuckers will just fuck up like a bunch of shit and then just like keep going, and it just looks so sloppy. They'll fuck up things, redo the spot. It just looks terrible. They just sloppy, man. And then they can't really talk. They can't really do anything. So these crazy moves that they can barely do. It's just a bad product. And this is both companies. This is not just AEW. This is WWE too.
I'm going to give a shout out to Yuns right here because the women wrestlers are not good.
He's so right. He's so right. A lot of people said that the AEW problems, they'll push him too much.
I think I said this last time. There's two. Like me being a wrestling fan and watching people in the ring since
Charlotte and Asuka?
Since 1985. Like since like late 84, early 85. Everything I've seen in the ring, I can tell just when people run the ropes, whether they're a good wrestler or not.
That's how the old timers look. If you can run the ropes, they can tell.
A lot of these women look like they're shitting their pants every time they're running the ropes.
Bro, they got the one chick. She's had a BBL, obviously. And I mean, I'm happy to look at it, but it's like she can't move like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's like Jade Cargill, dude. As big as she, like she's learning, she's getting better.
She's learning.
But she looks great. AEW girls look so much better than WWE ones, and they can wrestle.
Every time
women are useless, though, aren't they? At like spaces, virtual spaces, and that, and so they will fuck up now and again. And the bodies aren't designed for doing wrestling. So
every time I've watched Natalya run the ropes, it looks like she's running while she's wearing a shitty diaper.
But you don't want to run too fast because she knows, like a female.
She also has giant fucking fake titties too. So
that's the thing. They get all this plastic surgery and shit, and they look crazy.
She's plastic surgery the fuck up.
Oh yeah, she definitely. But go back before she did, because she had big titties before she had fake titties.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying
what they always add to it.
She's even more plastified. Is what I'm saying.
She's definitely more Barbie doll nowadays. Yes.
Speaking of which, isn't that why
she's less attractive now than she was back in NXT?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I heard, speaking of plastic surgery, that's why Charlotte Flair misses so much time is her boobs pop.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Legit heard this. This is a real thing.
I heard she had
pop the silicone.
Probably moonsaulting somebody.
Yeah, she does that crazy ass moonsault where she halves hits. It looks cool in air, but then she halves hits it, and then maybe her titties got popped.
Oh, she Brock Lesnar's it and like almost completely misses.
Well, no, she doesn't break her neck. She just she
breaks her titty.
Yeah, she busted a titty.
Yep.
She literally busted a boob.
Yeah, it'd be the compound pressure landing.
Yeah,
that's all right, Tommy. I got you, Tommy.
All right, Tommy.
That can't be good for her health, man. Like,
thanks for coming back in the chat.
Appreciate
because they got to siphon it out, right, and then replace the whole thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but back to I Like to Hurt People, the movie, when the whole subject we started.
Yeah, I Like to Hurt People. Loved it.
Yeah,
I like to hurt people with spite.
This would be the first, last, and only time I ever see this movie.
I like to stab people.
I like to stab. That pretty much was it, right?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't lie. It says I like to hurt people.
And have the referee just be very passive about it.
It hurt my patience.
Yeah. My favorite one was when one of the referees was just getting stabbed repeatedly on the head, and then he just like passed out like he bled so much.
But there was two. The funny thing is that there was 2 times.
Yeah.
And it was the same referee.
Well, take 1 and take 2.
Yeah, maybe the referee's the star of the film. When stab shots to the head.
There was no protagonist unless it was us, like you said. But also the audience even changes, right? That's why he gets stabbed twice, unless it's just really bad continuity. It's because they're doing it again in another audience.
Yeah. It was like if they'd just got loads of wrestling matches and thought, hey up, we'll just do a film of this. But then it was like, well,
you know what? That's exactly where I think this is.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what's the film going to be? Oh, we don't know. I'll just bring it together.
It reminds me of a scrapbook. It's a scrapbook.
Yeah, that's what I said. 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it's a scrapbook, a visual scrapbook.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
By the way, here's Das Wonder Kid.
Doing his dance.
Yeah, I guess there's nothing else to really fucking talk about.
I don't really have anything left to say about it. Blue Balls, it was a mess.
Go down the line. Vigilante, what'd you think of
this? It's definitely one of the films of all time. I can say that much.
It's filmed. It was filmed.
It was for me. I don't know what else to say. It was a complete mess. But you know what? That's all I got, man. There's nothing I can say. That was I don't know what to say about that. It was a 70s, 80s, no budget movie. It was like somebody had a camera and a bunch of phone numbers for some wrestlers, and they were able to put that together. Shout out to whatever people in Detroit made that happen in the 70s into the 80s, because this movie has footage from the 70s and 80s. This is one of the films of all time. Absolutely.
It was definitely shot with a camera.
It was definitely shot with a camera. It definitely included people. It was definitely made.
Yes, there were people in this movie.
It was 100% a film in some by this technical terms. It was something that was filmed, and dare I say edited. Dare I say, I don't know if it really was, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say at least sort of editing, occurred. But that's a guess on my end. So those are my thoughts.
You gotta get a score.
I don't think there was one. Oh no, yeah, there was. There was the theme song, the I Like to Hurt People theme song.
No, I mean, do you have a score? Like
a score
on an A or an A to D or F
from an A to from like a
or
like
a 1 to 10 or 5.
So on an A to like F or E, if you modern schools, these are sissy schools, I would give this a Z division. This is one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Oh wow!
Okay. but at the same time, that's not to say it had no entertainment value. That would be cap. I mean, you do get an Andre the Giant Prime Battle Royal, which was like legit cool in an unironic way to just see Andre the Giant do a Battle Royal.
All right, so you're saying the movie's complete dog shit, but it has its charm.
It has it's a charming movie, but it was technically completely horrible in every technical way it could possibly be.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's kind of how
it's. You know what it is? It's a movie I could watch clips from and be like, "Oh, that was great. Those clips are fun," but not something to sit through again.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You know what? If you want to, you'd make that into YouTube shorts. I'm sure wrestling fans would enjoy it because they like ironic, dumb shit like that.
What, this movie?
Yeah, like
do a short about this movie.
Just cut the clips of this movie into shorts and put them on TikTok and the Instagram and YouTube shorts. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
There's a lot of money. There's an untapped treasure trove for that. I will say that because it's the clip of stabbing people. I mean, that's it.
I was gonna say do a Sheik cut.
Yeah, so
a Sheik cut would definitely be the best thing you could make of this movie. You don't want to see that guy sitting with his fucking wife.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you can supercut. The matches actually are interesting in that 70s, 80s type of way. That's the one thing I will say. As all the shit we can talk about it, the actual wrestling is fun. The wrestling is entertaining. It's an entertaining movie that's horribly made. That's the best way to put it.
All right.
Complete incompetence.
Darius.
Robert Rodriguez will tell you that you can make, a film on for next to nothing at all, $7,000. This movie certainly had no budget, but it was incompetently made on every level. It was poorly shot. It was poorly conceived. I don't think it was really even edited, and they failed to execute the idea they didn't seem to have.
Was it really edited?
Well, no, and even the soundtrack you mentioned, the theme song, I Like to Hurt People. It was, you could argue it was diegetic because it was occurring, in the shot, in the scene where you hear it, right? It was not overdubbed, so it's totally immersive in the sense that everything is like done in camera, like Spielberg. It's all done in camera. Nothing was added in post, except maybe pickup shots that were done years later to make it seem like there was a story, which there wasn't. There were no real characters, no one we get to know, nobody that we follow.
We knew the Sheik, though. I'd say we got to know the Sheik. I'd say if there anyone we got to know someone in the movie, we did get to know the Sheik. He just wants to stab people. There's nothing. He likes to hurt people. It's the Sheik. That the fat guy said in front, like when he's sitting on his floor at his wife's feet like a fucking cat. I like to hurt people. You don't like to hurt people, you fucking sweater wearing asshole. The Sheik is stabbing people in the ring every fucking night, in and out.
Yeah,
he's drawing blood. The Sheik is drawing blood every night, and the ref is letting him get away with it. He likes to hurt people.
Maybe this is the point of the movie. You're supposed to pick out who likes to hurt people the most out of the movie.
Well, I would say the Sheik.
I mean,
yeah,
they like to hurt me by making me watch, by tricking me into watching it.
That guy.
It's all of us against Slasher because he's the one that made us come here and watch it.
Yeah, Slasher.
I guess I like to hurt people, right?
It's Slasher for the win.
I like to hurt people by making them watch bad movies. Okay.
I want to add one other point I forgot to add. Because you brought up that one guy who's clearly a cut. Clearly his wife is fucking other people. And clearly he likes it. So there is kind of this funny thing of seeing these future archetypes that we see now, like, body positive activists.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they had them back then. So that's kind of funny to see. That is interesting to see.
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of ironic films, films that were made, low budget intentionally or made to look like crappy films, but it's part of the film. And I didn't get that feeling from this one. It's not. I can't even look at it as like a postmodern commentary on the media and our fascination with it. It's or the artifice of it. And the unfairness of how the Sheik is not being punished for bringing a spike in.
No, he's not. But he gets no comeuppance at all. He doesn't get thrown off the top of the Renaissance Center.
Nor does any corruption get exposed.
Wouldn't it have been awesome if he gets Hans Gruber off the fucking Renaissance Center?
It would.
They teased it. Speaking of which, didn't they throw Big Show off the top of, what was it, Joe Louis Arena?
Yeah, the fucking.
It was in Detroit too.
Yeah, the monster truck shit. Yes. Yeah, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
The shots of Detroit were my favorite part of this movie. Getting to see it, around 1980. Detroit.
That was dope.
Yeah, because I don't really get to see that very often. It's very cool. That was my favorite part. And I mean, I would give this a 1 out of 10, which I recognize is the lowest I've ever given a film, I think. We've seen some real stinkers, some movies that were just offensive to me to watch that really failed. But I mean, I would say this is probably the biggest dud. Even those fun matches.
Really, does anyone really even consider this? I'm still on the fence.
Yeah.
I don't think I
those fun matches, like you mentioned. Some of the matches were fun, but the lighting in those matches made it almost impossible to see. I mean, if you were in the crowd, your eye could pick it out, but it was like their faces were all in darkness. So
I don't think I could consider this a movie. I'm still on the fence whether I consider this an actual movie or not.
I don't think the producers did either.
It's the point of it being shot how the old arenas used to be. It's not about the wrestling, right? It's about the time frame, as we said. It literally is. It's a documentary. It's a scrapbook. Here it is. Because if you want to watch the wrestling stuff, you can look that up and look at it. This is just a different perspective. Like I said, we are sitting in the crowd watching it and seeing it. So that's how I call it a movie. And I saw what was it? This was made in '85.
Kind of a movie, I'd say.
Yeah, it's definitely a film.
Allegedly,
right? But it's also fiction.
Oh yeah.
See, I love art. Period. I love I love art. And to me, this is very artistic. The way that it was shot, what we're seeing, how they put it together, because we know it's in pieces.
Yeah, it's giving you a sense of a real moment of time, but it's also like fictional.
Yeah. So, I mean, I loved it, dude. I saw the site gave it a 5.5 or something. To me, it is a great bad movie with friends that love wrestling. I give it a 10.
Hey, can someone? I tried to block porn guy.
I get it.
He's just trying to find love. What do you mean? You can find love on that new dating
site. Don't you know that's how you know you're making it when you're getting attacked by porn bots?
Even has a girl emoji. So, I mean, maybe you can find love. You don't know. Go to xxx20.fun and try.
Wait a minute. Find love. I mean, love is an orgasm or a cookie or a cigarette.
What is love?
You eat the cookie, you smoke the cigarette.
I'm sorry.
Don't hurt me no more.
Is the porn bot gone? I can't. If I refresh.
Yeah, well, anyway, it seems like he's trying to get a message out, that he's looking for love.
Oh, he's looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah, definitely not the right place.
Well, that's why he's looking for love, because he's not looking in the right places. If he was looking in the right places, he'd have found it by now.
There you go. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, maybe this is why I attracted the porn site guy.
Tommy whacked the bot. So yeah. It's taken care of.
Oh, thank you, Tommy. But there you go.
Thanks, Tommy.
The Wonder Kid. All that dancing, he thought he found love when he saw That's Wonder Kid dance. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
That's from the 90s. So
this is
he's
what it
older
was.
now.
This is what it was.
She's not going to love you like that. I'm
watching
sorry.
those dance moves. And that fucking music he had to. Shout out to Das Wonder Kid. What are you doing these days? What's that guy up to?
Being German.
He was still wrestling there for a while.
He's just being German.
No, he's up to that.
All right, wait. So, Darius, what was your score?
1. But yeah,
1?
Yeah, that was everything I had to say. But yeah, but Adam was already
he was waxing poetic.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, that was just it. The only thing I could say is
it was Adam. It was Adam's quote. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely check out the Legends of Wrestling on the WWE Network, because you'll hear Dusty Rhodes and a lot of the guys talking about this match and talking about Andre and when they shot this, and like Dusty's like, I didn't get paid for this, So I mean, it was just it's stuff that I've just watched recently, because I love listening to the guys that are no longer here, that have been in the business back 20 years ago, talking about the business when it was changing, and that God forbid they have seen what it turned into, because they would have not been happy, in my opinion, especially the Dream. I don't think Dusty would approve of what became of wrestling. Personally.
He tried to help it. If you ever watch, he used to run NXT. And actually, if you watch the era of the NXT, it was really good that era when he was around. It was logical wrestling. It was before they got a lot of the indie guys to start doing a bunch of dumb shit they don't know how to do. And I hate that I've become, my name was off of fucking Kenny Omega, and I've become the old man, because now I notice it so much more when they fuck up, and it makes me like,
yeah. All right, you're saying you hate when you get drawn into real life cornet mode, right? When that starts to happen to you, it gets a little upsetting, right?
I don't want to say it's cornet. It's just that it's so easy to spot how fucking incompetent these wrestlers are now. And it's so easy. And it's like, I can't help but to watch it. That's why I can't hardly watch it, because you watch a match and Lord knows they don't even want to cut promos. So it's not like I can just get whisked away in character and story. They don't even do that. But you watch these matches and they're just like, it's almost like ECW, but it's not, because it's
not entertaining.
Yeah, like, because what it is, they're not necessarily doing extreme stuff.
I know what you're saying. They're all out for moves, but like,
yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. All right, I'll get. All right.
ECW light.
Sorry to cut you off for a second, Vigilante.
But
I want to give you an example like this. If I want to compare it to what you're talking about, right? Say a match is going on for 20 minutes, and somebody will do, say, a choke slam from the top rope somehow.
Yes.
Kick out at 2.
Yes.
Right. The match goes on another 10 minutes and it ends with a roll up. That sort of match.
Man. And not only did that happen, when they did the choke slam, they almost killed the guy. And he almost fell directly on his head. And everyone goes, oh, and then they kick each other for real that 10 minutes in between, as hard as they fucking can, and then it's a fucking roll up. And you're like, what the fuck is this? This doesn't make sense.
The roll up will end more matches than a power bomb.
Yes, power bombs don't end matches. Finishers don't end matches. Chair shots don't end matches. Matches don't end, and every match is 30 minutes.
Chair shots also don't go to the head these days. It's always on the back.
They do the stomach and then the back, and it just makes it. Or sometimes they'll throw it at the head and they'll kind of catch it and you go, and it's just stupid. And it's like, just don't do chair shots then. Just wrestle, but don't wrestle 20 minutes every match. And now I'm going
20 minutes. It does seem like even the women's matches seem to go. I don't know.
That's why I liked Wardlow at first, because he was just jacking people up. Like, that's it. That's all you need to do is 2 minutes. Have a big guy beat the shit out of a little guy. And
they cut his ass out though. They started letting little fuckers beat him for no reason.
By the way, all right. Speaking of big ass guys in fucking AEW, what did they do with a fucking Lance? What's his face?
Lance Archer.
What the fuck did they do with that guy?
AEW.
Is he still there or is he gone now?
Who knows? Because man,
injured.
he might be injured, but sometimes AEW, I know they did it with another big guy, Brian Cage. They'll renew their contract so they don't go anywhere else. They do the same shady shit Vince does. Or Vince did. I should say does because he's coming back.
Vince did. Did Vince ever hold on? Did Vince ever really leave though, or was it just a work? I think it was a work.
I think it was a work. A lot of people thought it was the whole time too. Yep. But you know, he may have left creative. I think Triple H definitely had a bigger role in creative. I definitely.
Well, I don't think he ever actually left WWE. He might have left portions of it, but he still had a say in everything going on.
I think he stayed in the corporate office.
Yeah,
I think he never left the corporate office.
Okay, but,
me too. I don't think he ever. Apparently, the reason he's even coming back is that they're apparently selling. That's the rumor.
Yeah. I saw they had a list. Saw something on Twitter. There was,
which is really sad because in our lifetime we've lived to watch WWE, WWF get anally raped and turn into WWE, but we got to watch Vince from the beginning start WWF, and then sadly, if he ends up selling it and taking it, which. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it could be he's somehow still going to have some kind of control. I don't think he'll ever walk away from it, but maybe he does. I don't know.
He could sign a deal like Dana White did. Dana White sold. I mean, he wasn't the only owner in the UFC, but they sold. But he stayed on as the head, even though
damn well he had a certain percentage of stocks or something that he held on to, and he's like, "Well, I'm not selling mine because this is my dream, this is my baby, and I'm going to work and I'm going to do this." And then you've got the board, if you will.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Vince could do something similar if I think he's going to either Disney or NBC. I think those are the two top.
I thought this entire time for years I've been thinking it might as well be NBC since they have the deal.
They bought the WWE, and then they give them the most.
If it's not Disney, it has to be NBC. Disney fucking owns almost every other gosh damn fucking station there is.
I think if this was Disney's got some financial issues right now, so it's probably going to be NBC because I think they're a little bit better off. But if this was a few years ago, Disney probably would have bought it. And Disney was interested and had in certain countries, I think they had like at least some broadcast rights and shit, which I guess technically they do through Fox. But
I'm the first membership I remember hearing about between WWF and NBC was when they were on Saturday Night's Main Event in the 80s.
That's their longest partnership. They've been with them since the beginning, really. You know what I mean? The beginning of the.
And then also all the fucking XFL games, NBC.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh yeah.
So he's had a long fucking
partnership and alliance with him
for a while. So I that's what I was saying. I'd say the eggs would be in NBC's basket.
Yeah.
Disney. Imagine Disney buying this. Imagine I saw that part of the list. I saw one name of Disney. Are you fucking? Imagine a Disney-owned wrestling company.
I have. Cause I thought there were various times because I've heard WWE is going to sell WWE. I've heard this over the past 10 years. They're going to sell. And there were times where Disney was the name. And Adam is bouncing. Peace out, Adam. And I know that's Wonderkin's having power issues. I'm looking at the private, so I'm not sure how long you're going, but yeah, various times I thought Disney might buy them because they had the money. I'm sorry. They had the money. They were buying everything.
Adam, thanks for coming through, Adam.
Yeah.
I hope you're safe.
Yeah.
I hope you don't have any fucking storms happening right
Yeah.
here.
But I mean, like I said, Disney was buying everything up, and there's times where I thought, man, they might buy up WWE and make it even more. All WWE has been trying to do is make it kid friendly. And now with Disney, you think, what do you think is going? It's just going to be straight up for kids. Which I mean, I get it. Some of the old stuff was, but I mean, it'll just be
a lot of women wrestlers and all.
Yeah, man. And you think about the woke stuff. Whew, that's going to go crazy if Disney buys it.
So we're not going to see any more sable titties like we did in
No. No, actually, if you're gonna see Sable titties,
It'll be on a man.
It's gonna be on a dude.
Yep.
It's gonna be on a dude with the same exact fucking titties that Sable had.
With the
with the hands on it and everything. Yes.
That's real stuff, man. Especially
And
with Disney.
it's not gonna be like a prop for the audience. It's gonna be a dude coming out with a set of fake titties.
You like it, you bigot. Stop being a bigot. You're supposed to like it. You'd be attractive if it was a woman. This is a woman, bigot.
Yeah, because mass transit tits.
All right. Gold Dust, for example. No one was supposed to be like taking Gold Dust as like a serious wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, Gold Dust the dude who prances around and acts gay. And
well, shout out to Jim Ross. He made it seem like it was mind games. Like he's just like maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But either way, he's trying to fuck with his opponent. On this note,
fuck out, he might be gay.
And get them off their game because it's like on some like Dennis Rodman used to blow kisses to people. You shit in the same era. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It was like the wrestling version of Rodman.
It's exactly what it was. Yeah,
what it was. Rodman would act like that on the court too.
Yep. Wear colorful hair and shit, and this is the 90s. Now everyone does this shit. But back then it was like, what the fuck is he? Then he wore a dress and shit. And he might touch somebody's ass. Robin would do shit like that. He would like grab somebody's ass.
Touch somebody.
And then they get into a fight.
He's grabbing his balls, King.
And then they get done with the fight, and that guy can't hit a shot because he's thinking about Robin's grabbing his dick or some shit like that. That was Robin's thing. Yeah. But and a bunch of other bitches. That's a whole nother can of worms. But yeah, so that was the idea behind Gold Dust. That's kind of why it worked, because you were seeing that shit in real sports of a motherfucker doing that shit. And it was different because it was, again, even though that era was still made for kids, it was almost like they still wanted adults to pay attention and kind of, like, what is this? You know what I'm saying?
What are you watching?
It was up until basically 1997 is where WWF started to
really say
change their things, where they didn't want it to, where basically they decided to rip off ECW and put it on a larger scale.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's all the Attitude Era. All the Attitude Era was a fucking complete rip off of ECW. That's all it was. And I'm not blaming them for it.
Can't disagree. The franchise, the game. Same character. It is. Now I've heard people say Stone Cold and Sandman, but like Stone Cold and the other Steve Austin for that 3 months, it's like that's when he built Stone Cold while he was in ECW. Maybe he took some stuff from the Sandman, but it really was just that character of being pissed off at everybody he came up with in ECW. Then a couple years later, he's Stone Cold. Mick Foley took a lot of his old gimmicks. He just redid them in WWE. A lot of shit he did is Cactus Jack.
Original Mankind and Cactus Jack were not too far from each other character-wise.
Yeah, I love Original Mankind. I really wish I think that's the most underrated version of him. And it's like people forget it because like Mankind became Mick Foley, which is like the Mick Foley Mankind I love too. But that Original Mankind was like the most like interesting because he was dark. It's like he really liked pain. You know what I mean? He took that into the gimmick. And it was cool.
And then in basements and boiler rooms and shit.
Yeah. It was cool, man. He had cool matches. He had the matches with The Undertaker, the match with Shawn Michaels. He was a cool character. He's underrated by time because people think of the Foley's baby boy with the tie and the shirt, but that one in that brown little jumpsuit with the little print symbol or whatever the fuck it was. And that's to me ripping his own hair out. That's Mankind. That's the real Mankind.
Squealing like a pig,
and shit.
Ripping his own hair out.
The two different theme songs. When he wins, it has the sad theme song. He's fucking. When he was a heel and he had Paul Bearer, he would almost act like Paul was his father or some shit. and he was like,
Uncle Paul.
Uncle Paul. That shit was cool to me. I thought that was cool, man. They really. I know they couldn't do it forever, but to me, that's my favorite. Even though I like all the other eras, I like the shit before. I like the ECW shit. I like the ECW shit where he was like trying to be a real wrestler and pissing off the fans. He was like trying to be like a professional wrestler, did like drop toe holds and shit. I like all that shit. I like the Cactus Jack and WCW. I like the Big Foley. Like I said, I'm a huge Foley fan. He was in my top 10 when we did that. But that Dark Mankind, they should have did a little bit more with. It's just like not to be.
Foley is responsible for Triple H's best matches.
Yes. He's responsible for this Triple H madness. Honestly, he's probably the most responsible for the shit I was talking about with these wrestlers.
I don't know about that. Responsible for the madness of Triple H, him like running rampant all over.
He gave him the boost that made him serious, and then he took it from there.
I guess.
Like it's not his fault that Triple H is a complete narcissistic psychopath.
But
he put him over. And from that point on, I mean, Triple H just stopped losing matches for the most part. You know what I mean? Like he even would beat The Rock too much. Him and Rock traded the belt like 50 times in 2000 for no fucking reason.
All right, yeah, I remember in 1999, like every month,
99, 2000,
becoming a new champion.
Yeah, it was a mess,
but it was still entertaining. Damn it!
God damn it, it was. And you know what? I will say this: they were trying to do something every week, so that's part of the reason that belt moved so much. It was trying to like always create some sort of. It was
Vinny Rue, bro.
All that wasn't Vinny Rue. A lot of that Triple H shit. That was a.
No, but 99, Vinny Rue was still there. So.
I thought he left in 99. I thought by 99
he did. He left at like the height of the dominance because he thought he was gonna flip the script and thought he was gonna do the same fucking thing.
What part of 99 did he leave? I thought he was gone most of 99. Maybe I'm wrong. You might be right. And another thing is every month counted back then. So I mean, it could have been.
Yeah.
Let me see. For some reason, I thought it was later. Let me see what's going on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming through, Adam.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming through. And,
yeah, thanks, Adam.
Yeah, okay, I'm not crazy. It was October. No, you're right, actually. You're right. It's October of 99. So most of it was him and WWF.
Him and Jeff Jarrett. They left around the same time.
Okay. That makes sense now. Okay.
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, you're right. Not when you said that, you're right. So it was late.
WCW got them as like a package deal, kind of.
I think you're right. Man, was that a bad time to get him?
No, it was like the Russell Wilson trade.
Basically. Especially getting fucking Jeff Jarrett. I mean, Jeff Jarrett isn't the worst wrestler ever.
No, right? He's just boring as shit.
But he's got to be, if you talk about guys who were actually put in the main event, he's got to be one of the worst ever.
Boring.
Who was ever a main eventer in any, you know what I'm saying?
Boring motherfucker. Anyway. So, who was the last one who had to give their grade on this movie? Is it me? Did everyone? It's me?
It's me.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, first of all, what do you think of this quote unquote movie? And then what grade do you give it? But on whatever scale you want to use.
Yeah.
A, B, C, or 1 to 10.
Yeah, you should go to the 1 to 10. But I will say about this film, if you like wrestling and that, it's well worth a watch. Because it shows you some like wrestling sort of scenes that you probably ain't gonna see unless like you watch this film, like. And it did have a great fucking head stabbing of the ref, which is worth just watching this film just for that, because the ref sells it real good.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And like, yeah, they had a bit of women's wrestling at the end that spoiled it. But I didn't even see the ending because it went so quick. I didn't know what happened. It was just boof off. What the fuck? And so I'll give this film a 6 out of 10.
That's a high mark.
It's pretty
Yeah,
high.
well,
It's pretty high.
For a film, it's shit. But for a spectacle, it's fucking great. You know?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't really any plot line in it.
No.
Just watching a few wrestling matches, seeing Andre in his prime, seeing a ref getting
with random skits thrown in the middle of it. It's wrestling with random skits thrown in the middle.
Yeah, and probably seeing the Sheik. Because like I think that's the first time I've ever seen him because he went on WWF. Probably wouldn't allow him.
I don't even know if he wrestled for Vince's dad. Maybe at one point.
Oh yeah, definitely could wrestle.
I don't say he did any wrestling. I didn't see this dude. I didn't see him do a single fucking wrestling move. I just saw him stabbing people. Oh, movie.
No, he did the camel clutch.
He did what? Oh, yeah, that's right. He did do the camel clutch after he stabbed somebody.
Yeah.
Let him win like that too.
Though. Yeah, but whether he was stabbing, obviously they'd fucking talked about it beforehand because he didn't do a no jack where it just got unannounced. And so they knew they was getting stabbed. And it would have been one of them where it wouldn't have been stabbed deep. It was mainly just a
I know. It's a working stab.
Yeah, where it might pour loads of blood, but it's a really minor injury. Unless you're mass transit and you let him fucking no jack cut you.
Only a good worker knows how to stab correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so like as I said, that he was doing good.
Well,
he was probably the star of the film, as I say.
Also, if you know how to stab someone correctly, don't give them hepatitis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because when he was in it, what's his name? Abdullah, the butcher, in it.
Abdullah the butcher, yeah.
Yeah. Oh fucking.
He wasn't there in this movie. He was there in this movie, but not for very long.
Yeah, I was gonna say he had a bit of a match, didn't he? But it was.
Yeah, he had a. It was him and the Sheik versus the Funks.
Yeah, but it got edited so bad that you didn't really see him in it, mate.
Yeah, you couldn't really tell what the fuck was going on sometimes with this movie. This movie was fucking weird. I don't know. Will you give it a 6 out of 10?
Yeah. Because as I say, you got to be if you're a wrestling fan, you might give it an 8, but you got to be a wrestling fan to enjoy this film because there's no plot.
Yeah, you're not showing.
You gotta be a diehard wrestling fan.
Yeah, you're not showing to someone and making them a wrestling fan. This is a movie that you have to be a wrestling fan to watch, right?
I don't know though, because I'm a wrestling fan, and I could appreciate for its time.
Or at least someone who likes to watch old school stuff and see the way shit used to go down old school. There are people who I see you want to watch old school stuff and see what set the tone for the modern day, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because as I said, there were some good matches. It was a bit cut and that because obviously they couldn't film all of the match, but the bits that were showing there was some good mainly stabbing bits in it, but there were a few slams and that and chuck over the ropes and that.
And Dusty Rhodes is throwing the elbow.
Oh yeah. You see
slim and trim Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, you see Dusty Rhodes when he still could wear jeans.
So All right, so you give it a 6 out of 10. So I'll say, because I give thumbs up or thumbs down. I'll say thumbs up, but kind of like to the side, because the only reason the thumbs up is because it's old school footage. It's old goofball wrestling shit. It's better. Actually, I would watch this again than watch the next episode of Monday Night Raw. I will say this.
And it's definitely
I
better
agree
than
with that. I agree 1,000% with that.
Yeah, it's better than Sleepaway Camp. Even though I've never seen Sleepaway Camp.
I wouldn't say that. I think I'd watch.
No, you won't. I said I would. Come on, there was no one getting. Was there any refs getting stabbed in the head in Sleepaway Camp?
No, the people were getting stabbed in Sleepaway Camp, but
but not as fucking dramatic as that ref did.
This movie, I was
hot sluts getting stabbed in the back.
I was gonna say about this movie is that you had this build up to stop the Sheik. You brought in all these people to stop the Sheik. Nobody stopped the Sheik.
No.
I'm very disappointed in that aspect of this movie. The Sheik was not stopped.
No, I think the Sheik was the protagonist. Looking back, especially when he stabbed the shit out of that ref, it was like no wonder the ref wasn't trying to stop him. What he did to that ref, right in his forehead and all. He wasn't giving a fuck.
Twice.
Yeah, in the middle of the ring. Not trying to do it in the corner slowly.
Two different matches. The same fucking poor referee got it.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'd like to see WWE do that match where the referee just gets stabbed in the head so much that like he passes out and has to be like carried off because lots of blood.
The end of the film stops. Yeah, no doubt, Adam. Happy New Year. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming through.
I'm gonna wrap this up. Vigilante, thank you.
Still muted. It's Vigilante Williams coming at you.
Not Williams.
Vigilante Williams.
Williamson.
Check out his channel.
Williamson.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean. Check out his channel.
Mm-hmm. I think you should come on to what.
Yeah, I'll throw it to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I've got a channel called Jens Peder where I'm just a cunt calling the fuck out of cyanide bitches because I'm a cunt. And I usually do a streams on Tuesdays. So, yeah. Usually 2 o'clock-ish time on a Tuesday, AM.
For us Yanks, you mean?
Yeah, well, not East Coast. That would be, I think, 10 o'clock. Central, I think that'd be 9 o'clock. And then West Coast, I think that would be like 7 o'clock.
All right.
And I've got a Twitter account at 27A Pedersen.
And now I see you're just a fucking eyeball or nipple, whatever you want to call it, right? It's the nipple / eyeball.
Yeah, right.
And so is this next guy. He's also a fucking nipple. He's a nipple, eyeball, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I'm not a nipple.
I'm seeing it from my StreamYard right
now. Yeah, I'm seeing you as a nipple.
Are you serious?
Yeah, From my end on StreamYard right now. Yes, I'm seeing it.
Because on mine,
Really?
yeah, because on mine, I don't see my avatar as a nipple. I see my
Okay,
avatar.
now I see
There we
it.
go.
Now I see it. Okay, now I see it.
Wow. How long has it been like that? I didn't know. I would have changed it
I
a
don't know.
while ago.
First Jens went into that mode, then you did.
Probably
No,
about
maybe
half
it's
an
when
hour.
I changed back to my earbuds. Yeah, no. Hold on now. This is what it looked. I changed back to it. Do you see the drawing?
Yeah, the cowboy Robocop.
Yeah. That's what I had the whole time. But no, maybe I don't know. I didn't realize that it did that. But yeah. No. What was the question?
Promoting your channel.
Oh yeah, you can subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/Darius M.
Wait, Darius, do you still have a channel?
Oh yeah, well, I was preparing to fire back up the new year. I ordered a couple new chairs, one of which would be a new comfortable new streaming chair, which I was putting together, and realized I gave myself a mild injury in the process. So it's still under construction, but yeah, check it out.
Don't fucking hurt yourself doing anything like that.
Well, yeah, I didn't even realize it. I feel no pain, and
Yeah, no pain, no gain.
exactly. I'm not a weak. I pushed both of these chairs up the stairs by myself. Because like, man, I'm no weakling. And then so now I have a doctor appointment coming up. But yeah. Check it out. Check it out. You'll see me here and on that 70s Rock Band in the meantime, or wherever else I'm invited that I deign to go. So yeah, no, this is fun. Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody.
I know Slasher did a show while I was out of town. But I was out of town both weekends, Christmas and New Year. But of course, I've returned with a vengeance.
A vengeance?
Yeah, vengeance is mine. Saved us, Wunderkind.
Is Vigilante back? Hey, Vigilante, you back?
No, it don't look like it. It's muted.
You're muted, Vigilante.
Well, he might be. I read his message in the private chat. He might just be away from his mic.
Okay.
But we appreciate him coming through. Always good to have him around. This was a real all-star panel for watching wrestling.
I don't know what movie I'm gonna do next week. Because I made a couple different posters. How about Showdown in Little Tokyo? If I could find that movie. Anyone down for that movie?
Nice.
Anyone down for that movie? Let me know.
Yeah, Lundgren and Lee.
And Brandon Lee, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that next week. All right, folks. Thanks, guys. Gonna end this now. Peace out.
Bye. Happy New Year.